Hello, hello. Michelle Perta here, life and marriage coach for moms. Today in this video, I'm going to be talking with you about assuming the worst in your husband and what to do when you do that when it comes to asking for help. Here we go. So I wanted to bring this story to you and share how I practice what I coach on, what I coach my clients on, and how it looks like to be intentional, how to course correct, and how to focus on the right things to help you create the marriage that you want, and what that looks like in real life, not just theory, but like what actually went on inside of me. Here is what happened. My daughter, she's 10 months old, if you don't know. Ellie is 10 months old. And so her sleep is kind of all over the place sometimes. Sometimes she's an incredible sleeper, and sometimes she's not so much. And she wants to hang out with me a little too often in the middle of the night. And so what happened was it was midnight, and I was going to go hop in the shower. All of a sudden, I'm about to hop into the shower. I hear crying. I'm like, I just want a shower, right? And so I'm like, okay, do I get dressed again to go help her, or do I ask for help? And so I was like, no, I'm going to ask for help because I get to take a shower, damn it. And so I texted my husband. I was like, hey, do you mind helping her so I can shower? He's like, sure, right? Thank you. I love this man. And so he helps her. And so it's a hair day. And so my shower is taking longer than I normally take. And so when I come out of the shower, I'm expecting to be coming out to, Ellie sleeping, my husband probably fast asleep, because why do men get to fall asleep so quickly? Just like boggles my mind. I'm envious of that superpower. But that's not what happened. What happened was I walked out and I came out of the shower. I'm still in the bathroom. And what do I hear? Laughter and talking. And in any other circumstance, let's say when the sun is up, I would be thrilled. I would be thrilled. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love that he's connecting with her and that they're creating these memories. But no, it's close to 1 a.m. and I'm getting really frustrated. I'm jumping to all kinds of conclusions. I'm like, what's going on? I would have been done by now. She would have been in bed, hopefully sleeping. But why is he making it fun for her to be awake right now? Why is he engaging with her? He's supposed to be rocking her to sleep or pacing the room to help her go to sleep, but that's not what's happening. And so I was like, what the hell? So I was jumping to all kinds of conclusions, thinking the worst of him. And I caught myself. And so what did I do, right? My two options were storm out of the room, be like, what the fuck? What the hell? Why isn't she in bed? What are you doing? Why are you making it fun for her? I don't want her to learn that it's cool to wake up in the middle of the night, because this is what you can expect going forward, because I'm not doing that. This mom likes her sleep. And so I'm not going to entertain her if she does this again. She better not do this again. Or I can take time, pause, reflect, check myself so that I can decide with intention and with the thought of, okay, what is going to connect my marriage and what's going to disconnect my marriage? How do I want to show up right now? I know how I want to show up in this second, which is like with full rage, right? Because I'm assuming that maybe he decided to entertain her instead of try and put her down, so that I would then have to take over, right? And a whole slew of other assumptions. And so I decided, okay, chill. What's another way to think about this? Okay, another way. What did I ask him to do? I asked him to help so I could shower. Did I get to shower? Check. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I got to shower without hearing her in the background, feeling stressed out, like, oh my God, I got to do this quickly. And so I can go help her. Or I, I'm going to feel guilty while showering because she's in distress. But I got to shower in peace. And so, okay, he helped me in that sense. But what I didn't know was that I had a slew of assumptions and expectations with how it would work. Hello, control. Hello, ego, right? So I had to check myself. Okay, apparently I had expectations with how this is going to work out, how it was going to be done, how I wanted him to do it, what I expected to walk out of the bathroom to find, right? Her in bed, him in bed, everything's all good. I get to just roll into bed too. And so I'm like, okay, well, he did what I asked him to do. Is it worth causing a stink over? Is it worth it? Will I care about this tomorrow? Probably not. Right now, if it became a pattern, then yeah, we'd have to talk. But has he done this before? No, he has not. And so I had to ask myself, what could be another reason why it's like this? Maybe she didn't want to go down. Maybe she was crying when he set her down and he just thought it wasn't worth fighting with her and he wanted to comfort her and leave her happy before setting her down again. And so I had all this going on in my mind while, I'm like moisturizing my skin, moisturizing my body, brushing my teeth, and all those things. And so by the time it was time for me to leave the bathroom and go into the room, I had already done the work. I had already gained the clarity I needed to gain to approach him with love and curiosity and compassion. And so instead of running out of there feeling hot and not heavy, but angry, I was able to go out and be like, oh, what's going on here? Just very nonchalant, not in a sarcastic way, but like genuinely wondering what's going on. I'm like, oh, did she have a hard time going down? He's like, yeah, she was crying. It's like, okay. And so in that moment, I decided I'm just going to relish in the moment that they had fun together. Right. And so I was like, thank you for letting me shower. Do you want me to take over? He's like, yeah. And so I took over, because in any other situation, let's say I did get to shower and I went to bed and she woke up after I went to bed, I wouldn't throw a stink. I would just help her, right? And so I thought to consider this as it would kind of be the same if she had woken up as I was getting into bed anyway with me helping her. It's just that he didn't have it in him in that moment. He was tired to fight her and to listen to the crying, right? As he was laying in bed, because she's still in our room. And so I checked myself and I thought to myself, he supported me. And when it comes time to ask for support, sometimes you have to check where you're being controlling and whether it's more important for you to have things happen your way or for you to get support, right? We don't have any control over what other people do, but we do have control over our perspective, our approach, and how we choose to view it. Okay. And so I chose to view it a different way than what I had initially had in mind. And so I chose to say, okay, well, I think it's more important to receive the support rather than to make a stink over how my expectations that I did not share, how they were not met. I choose to not be controlling in this moment because it's not worth it. And this can be something that you implement with how chores are done, how he helps you with the kids, right? You have to ask, okay, well, is it more important for me to get the support in the way that he's able to, or for me to be controlling and micromanage him and then have him regret deciding to help you or feel like he's incapable because you need to micromanage him? Okay. If it's not a safety issue, does it really matter how it's done? Does it really matter? Choose your battles and choose how you want to show up in a way that will create the type of marriage that you want in the future. So you got to do what you want, or sorry, do what you need to today to get the marriage that you want tomorrow. Right? You don't get to just show up in all your anger, which there's nothing wrong with your anger. You are not your anger. That is just a feeling that we feel. But you don't get to show up in your anger without checking yourself and expect that your marriage is going to be all sunshine and rainbows tomorrow. That's where the work is. And that is how I support my clients. I challenge them to do the work, to consider different perspectives of what's going on, to do reframes, to consider what they needed in that moment and how to articulate it in a way that is coming from love, AKA your desires, versus your fear, AKA pain, and how to communicate it in a way where he wants to listen to you, where you feel seen and heard, rather than going in like a bull, seeing red, which doesn't end well. That results in him being defensive, him shutting down, like whatever his general fear response is. That's not what creates connection. You get to be heard while still being compassionate and respectful. That's what the work is. And that's why your relationship with yourself matters so dang much. Because if you're unwilling to meet your anger where it is and what it's trying to teach you, you're going to continue running into that time and time again. And that is exactly what happened in my past. I let my anger take control of me. I refused to take accountability, to reflect on what it was that I needed. And instead, I pushed it onto whoever I was dating. And in the beginning, my husband. I'm angry. It's now your problem. You fix it. But it's your responsibility to deal with your emotions. It's your responsibility. You can set boundaries, sure. And you can teach people how to treat you, sure. But your triggers and your emotions, they're 100%, 1,000% your responsibility. And until you're able to look at them in the eye and learn from them and continue to do the work on yourself, you're going to keep getting these lessons over and over again. Right? Whether you believe in God or whether you believe in the universe, they're going to keep sending you these opportunities to learn. And I don't know about you, but I don't want any more of those. And so I want to be a quick study. I want to be a quick study. I want to feel the emotion, take the lesson, move on and apply it. And so that my life and my experience of life could be more enjoyable and more full of love and fulfillment. Because that's how I define success. A successful life is feeling fulfilled, loved, and happy and healthy. And if you have any questions at all, let me know. I hope this was helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from this video and where else you might be needing support. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're able to watch. All right. Have an awesome, awesome day, and I will see you at the time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.